Hi friends, it's Carly and we are back again with another review. So we are on a much more relaxed schedule with a video every couple of days so that everybody actually has a chance to watch my review before I post the next one, and we're going to keep it that way. But please make sure if you're enjoying these videos that you are subscribed to my channel and that you have your notifications bell turned on, because there are a lot of new things coming up and I want to make sure that you guys get to see them so you can give me feedback. Whenever I get comments, if you've commented, you've noticed I respond to almost every single comment, and I really take your advice, your input, what you like, what you dislike, when I make mistakes, all of that to heart and try to absorb it into making better videos in the future. So I've got things coming up. I did get the request to do an overview of SDC content, and I've been trying to figure out how I want to do that. I definitely am going to, but as you guys know, my editing skills are not really on point. I'm working on that. So I think that the best way will just be to hold a live stream. So make sure that you have your notification bells turned on and that you're subscribed so that as soon as I do that, you get the notification and you don't have to miss out on my discussion about SDC releases. So today we are going to start off with our first Deadpool Strong Guy Bath figure, and I was really excited about this one because I was unfamiliar with the character, but there was a tie-in to him with the Hasbro Fan First Tuesday announcements, and that just kind of made the decision for me. So today we're going to be looking at James Proudstar, Marvel's Warpath. So the tie-in to the exclusive announcements was that his older brother John Proudstar, who was known as Marvel's Thunderbird, will be a part of a 2-pack with the first appearance Storm, and she looks amazing. And I wasn't familiar with Thunderbird when I first saw that announcement, so I was kind of confused. Now that I've done a little bit of research about these brothers, I'm really excited to pick up that pack as well, and I am very excited to talk about this figure. So I can tell you a little bit of James's story. It's a sad story and it goes on and on. So his brother Thunderbird was a part of the X-Men and died really early on. So one of the earliest missions, and losing his brother was really difficult for James, and so he kind of got in his mind that the X-Men were responsible for the death of his brother. So he joins Emma Frost in the Hellfire Club, the Hellions, and tries to infiltrate the X-Men, and when he does, he realizes through his relationship with Charles Xavier that it wasn't their fault. It was truly an accident, and they valued and loved his brother and didn't want him to die. So he drops his vendetta and returns to the Hellfire Club as their leader. He's invited by Xavier to join the New Mutants, but he declines. It's still a little bit too raw. He takes his brother and buries him and returns to the Hellions. So then he's approached by Cable. In the interim somewhere here, his entire tribe, he is Apache, to the best of my understanding, is completely decimated, and all he finds there is a Hellion cowl. So he begins to think that the Hellions were actually his enemy as well. So in this time, Cable approaches him to join X-Force. He declines, and then ultimately he joins with them, still sort of wondering if the Hellfire Club was responsible for decimating his entire tribe. So he joins X-Force and is a proud member there. One remaining member of his tribe pops up, and I cannot remember what that guy's name is, but ultimately he finds out that it was Cable's clone Strife who killed his entire tribe. So it just seems like wherever James goes, he forms these bonds, he joins a new group, he's like up at it, ready to try again, and then he's left to question everyone who he's trusted. Are they the people who are responsible for killing his brother, killing his entire family and tribe? It's just a really sad story, but he is still around. So he was up through the House of M, and I'm not exactly sure how that all played out. He has super strength, but I started reading 1991 X-Force and really, really like it. So if you have Marvel Unlimited, just look him up. You can look up by character and it'll give you a long list of all kinds of things that he's in, and it's good reading so far. So that's enough history. Let's get into the figure I have in my hand. And he is really good looking, you guys. He's intimidating. He's got just great sort of stern features. I'm gonna take off, you saw that when I was fiddling with him a minute ago, that his shoulder pads come off so that we can look at articulation, but they're really good looking. They've got like a fringe. He's got a lot of fringe detail. It seems like they're really tapping into his native heritage. So these are great. They're flexible vinyl, but they also just tab on to his shoulders. So you can see there's a hole right there, which is great. I love that they are thinking ahead about posing and playing with this figure. With it on, it doesn't really obstruct the motion of the figure at all, but obviously we're going to be able to get a better look and do a little bit more with it off. So I love that these are removable. I think that that's a smart decision, and I think that you can still, so then you can get your full range of motion and then put the shoulder pads back on any way that you want to. So I think this is a great accessory. He has a separate set of hands. These are the only accessories that he comes with. And I'm not upset about that. I mean, his ability is super strength, so it's not like he uses a weapon or anything. We have a really, really great looking paint job on his face. I really like just the all white eyes. I don't know why. I think it just makes him look a little bit scarier. He has this awesome feather on the side of his head. In the comic, it actually sticks up in the back, but I think this is a better look, and it also makes him easier to display. So they stayed true to the source material. They just altered it a little bit. Something that I was talking about when I was looking at the AOA figures. Just a little modification, stay true to the source material, but make it a little bit more practical for a toy, and I think they did that really well here. He's got these really cool armbands. They are vinyl, but they're a metallic yellow, like gold color. The color scheme of this character is just really striking, and I think they did a really great job. I do not have a lot of bleed through on the red over the blue, so I got a really good example of this figure, which I'm excited about. And even the hair, which is vinyl, he has long hair. They did it in such a way that we can still get that movement out of the head. So this is his head all the way down. And it looks a little strange, but not too bad really. And this is his head all the way up. So I feel like some really great things are happening with this figure so far. Some slight little adjustments and changes that are making him look better and work better. Right off the bat, I'm already super happy about that. So let's go ahead and hit our articulate points really quick. His head is great. We saw up and down already, so I'm happy about all of that. His arms without his shoulder pads on are excellent. So you do get a little bit of a hindrance in that motion with them on, as I showed you, but again, you can raise his arms all the way up to get the full lateral lift, and then you can go ahead and clip these on over the top of that, and it works just fine. So having these removable pieces so that you can get the full effect of the look but also use the figure is just awesome. I really like to see that kind of thought put into a figure. When we are looking at the shoulders, we have a great butterfly joint. Here is the forward movement. You can see it's pretty good. It's better than some that we've seen recently. And the backward movement. I really like butterfly joints for fighting like bruiser type characters. I think it makes sense, and so I'm loving seeing more and more butterfly joints, and these ones work really great. I'm noticing, before I go on, that everything on this figure is tight and functional. This isn't a reuse. I mean, maybe it's probably not a new mold, but at the very least, it wasn't used to the point of where things just don't work. All of the pieces of this figure fit together. All of the joints turn and move in a way that makes me feel like it's a newer mold. So it feels good, especially after that last series that I did, where there were a lot of loosey-goosey things. There were a lot of just issues in general. I don't have that here, so that's really exciting, and it bodes well for the rest of the series. So let's look at his shoulder. We've got 360 easy degrees there. Sorry, I got my face in it. There we've got 360 in the bicep. We have a nice double jointed elbow, guys. With a big muscular cat like this, it's not always easy to get that bend in the elbow, but we're getting a really good one here, and he still looks super muscular, so I really like that. We have a nice turn in the wrist here. And his wrists bend really far back. Look at this. So we have a really good range of motion forward and back in the wrists. So this is a really satisfying series of articulate points in the arms. I'm really happy with them, from the butterfly joints all the way down to the wrists. Everything is great. In the torso, we have a pretty good lean back. You know, with a bulky upper body like this, it doesn't take much to get that. He has a really muscular back, so it doesn't take much to get that effect. And I think they got it just right here. And then forward, we have a deep, really noticeable bow. So I really like that. That's important to me. Again, that's really important for getting that center of gravity. You need to be able to rely on the stopping points here in order to, you know, especially with a fighter, if he's going to be kicking with one leg or punching, you know, doing like a haymaker. Like if he's got a pose that's happening where the bulk of the weight is going to be on one side or the other of the body, or there's any balancing that needs to be done, you need to have these tight center of gravity points to work with, and this one definitely does. He's got 360 degrees in the waist, unobstructed by the belts, but the belt does like lift and lower. It's just, it's a little bit hardier vinyl, I think, than normal, but it's, you can still manipulate it easily. The lateral lift is not that great, but someone this strong probably wouldn't be quite as flexible. I don't know. I'm probably just making excuses because I like this figure. Then we have a good turn in the thigh. Right here. He has crazy muscular thighs too. If anybody knows what this mold is, let me know. Like, I mean, it feels familiar, but it also feels very new because there's nothing on it that feels worn out. You know what I mean? So let me know what you guys think about this body mold. The bend in the knee is fantastic. He does have his turning boot. I love the fringe detail that they carry through to the boot. And the feet, you know, I want to show them, but there's no sense even talking about them because what they're doing with the feet on all of the characters now is awesome and it works really well. For the first figure in a new BAF series, I feel so good about starting with Warpath. First of all, I was so intrigued by his story that it's got me reading new comics. It's a great experience. You know, it's always fun when you get a new story that's exciting to look at. But then this figure is one that you want to have on your shelf. You want to display him. He's so striking, so good looking. The facial sculpt is just awesome. It looks perfect. They made some adjustments to make it practical, but he is just a striking, stunning figure and a really exciting character. So I am happy with this, and I'm really happy and excited for what's to come in the rest of this BAF series. So that is that on Warpath. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you know more about his story, if you have recommendations for reading. I'm in Marvel Unlimited all the time, just digging through whatever I can get my hands on to read, and I'm really enjoying it so far. The next figure we're going to do is another X-Force character. If you know the line, you already know what it's going to be, but I'm not going to say because it's kind of a surprise for some people. I'm excited about it though. This line looks really good, you guys. Just looking at them in the boxes, I've messed with some of them. This is going to be a really fun series, and I look forward to it because I don't have nearly enough Deadpool stuff. So let me know what you guys think of Warpath. Let me know what you want to see next, even though I've already picked it out. If you have requests for the following figure, let me know what you'd like to see, and I will do it. We will be back in a couple of days with another one, so make sure your notification bell is turned on, and I will see you soon. Bye, friends!